If I need to design a logo, Illustrator is where I'm coming. Um, in fact, I have. So the logo that I've developed for the graphic design workshop that I teach in pre-college, and also current version of the graphic design department logo, all created in Illustrator, and they're vector drawings. Great thing about vectors is they're completely scalable, so this could be made the size of a building, and it would still be clear. There's no pixelation involved. If I look at what I just did there was hit Command Y, so I can either look at the rendered version or I can look at it in outline mode, and that allows me to kind of grab through things if I've got a lot of layers happening. It's a really powerful logo and type modification tool. So if I want to start with a letter form and modify it, Illustrator's where it's happening. I can make multiple pages. By default, usually if I create a new document, there's going to be one artboard, but I can say maybe I want 12 artboards all at once to be 8.5 by 11. And I can look at the settings and say, you know what, I want it in columns of 3, 12 boards, and it gives me these 12 artboards. Even in the document that I'm in right now with the artboard tool, it's really easy to duplicate something if I'm looking for making variations and go, well, maybe I want to do a layout that looks like this, and I can compare my layout side by side and see which one I like better. Really great for making a lot of variations really quickly. I can place photos in here and modify them. So unlike InDesign where everything has to be in a box, text does not have to be in a box in Illustrator. This is not text in a box. It means I can shrink it and I can scale the text individually. If this text were in a box, if I click and drag and make a box, I can resize the box and the text will reflow, but it won't rescale itself. So I've got the option of making text that flows or text that scales. The difference is if I just click and type, now that text is scalable. But if I click and drag, the text is, the column is changeable. I think a lot of beginning students think that they have to draw a rectangle for their text, and that can definitely get in the way when we're doing logo design, when I want to scale things up and down. In InDesign, where every image is placed in a box already, whether I want it to or not, in Illustrator the image just floats on its own, but I can put it in a box and I can make the box kind of whatever shape I want it to be. But in Illustrator that's called a clipping mask. So I draw the shape that I want the image to appear inside of. I need to make sure that the thing that I'm drawing, let me fill it with a different color. I need to make sure that the thing I'm drawing is in front of the image, or this won't work. If I try to make this object a clipping mask, which is what it's called when I do the window, it will say I can't do that because the circle is behind the photograph. But if I bring this to the front, go Object, Clipping Mask, Make, or Command 7. Now I've got a image in a circle. If I use the black arrow to select it, I'm moving both the image and the circle at the same time. If I select with the white arrow, I can move that image within the circle, and I can even select it and switch arrows and scale it up if I want. So the white arrow and black arrow move. The white arrow or direct select tool can change anything about the shape of the change the shape basically, or move the image. But Illustrator is great for doing a lot of quick explorations and designing single panel elements like flyers or posters or logos. But do not use it to design a book.